Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Tuesday night, and it's the Dream Show, and well, dreams, visions, and appearances, and also a lot of star or energy or some of that stuff coming through for all of us too. So
A lot of
we're
galactic.
ready. Yeah, galactic energy is coming in. So much love to everybody. And so if you're not familiar, you're new to the channel, then please welcome. Welcome them anyway. Welcome Teri from Holding Your Space,
Thank
and
you.
Diana Boles, who's beside Teri, and then Carolyn and Peter Booker, and also calihealer Kelly. So thank you all, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Sir Peter with us. Yes. So, yeah. So I'm going to say hello to a few people. I see that Imagine Brenda is here, and we got your lucid dream. We'll talk about it, Brenda. Leah, Annie Bear. We have Bora Bora Janet is here. Yeah. And Denise Fletcher, it's good to see you as well. I did have a fairly good day. Hi, Charlie. Charlie C. Keith is, yeah, it's a bad day for him. He's been having spells all day. So, anyway, there's Brenda, Imagine with Me, Shamanic Healing. But thank you for asking, dear. Anya Ashdown is here, Lisa Yeager, Barbara Nesper. And Anya, I'm going to get back to you soon. I saw that you had emailed me. So thank you. Hi, Randy, Mary Thornberry, Karen Doyle, Kaylee Fogo Pogo's here, Rossi, Tiffany Tisdale, Create Love Diana, Wiki's here. Oh my goodness, Sally. This is great.
Wow.
Suzanne Grigsby is here, Connie Epley, Cheryl, and Amy Warrior Princess. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you too. Yeah. So everybody's here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, put it in, Kaylee. I'd love to hear about your dream. And Leah says, Peter, much blessings to you and Lady Carolyn. So there you go. Yeah. Hi, Kim B. And all right. So yes, a lot of odd things have gone on since the last show. And I guess I want to say there was something that I ended up sending to all these lovely people. I don't know if Carolyn got it, but it was a guy that was talking about negative energy or lower energies trying to hook on to us and bring our energy down. And I don't know if that's galactically or if that's just whatever's hanging around in the chaotic space. So it's very, very important to protect yourself. And Carolyn had an issue a week ago, and I did. Teri did. And Diana's dealing with something different, but thank God for Kelly because she helped us get to the other side of it.
You wore her out.
Yeah, we wore her out. Yeah.
I'm so glad to be able to help.
Oh, you're just amazing, Kelly. And the things that you have been able to do for us and others in this community is what actually Kelly sent me a notice like over the weekend, I think it was. And she said, this is our 1-year anniversary of her first coming on my show. And it's already been a year. It's amazing.
Yeah, on Sunday, it's like I honored you all day and was just sending you gratitude because it was the anniversary of me first coming on YouTube live, and I was so scared.
Oh, I know you were
so scared.
But you did so well, and of course you've grown so much over this year. She was on YouTube, but she was only taping. She wasn't doing lives, right, Kelly? You were.
Yeah, well, I don't even think I had taped or recorded anything up until you invited me on your show, and so that was the first time. I had started the channel, and I was just putting out, like inspiration and affirmations and stuff like that, but I hadn't done any videos, so it was thanks to you.
Oh, well, you're a sweetheart. Hi, Ness. So Carolyn and Peter, we're almost probably at a year as well, aren't we? I think so. I think it's been almost a year since you came on the show, and so are they frozen? Oh dear.
Oh no, no, they're not.
Poor things. They're having a storm near their home, and so they're having some issues with their internet. So, yes, I know. We are glad you did because Kelly's amazing. So, anyway, are you back, you guys? So, has it been a year with you as well, Carolyn and Peter? Do you know since you've been on?
About September, I think it was.
It was November.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's coming up.
It's coming up. Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah. And I also pulled in. I pulled in Diana. Yeah, she kind of was. Can you come and do this? Can you come and do? Now Diana's all over the place.
I know, and I feel guilty because I don't struggle with really getting things out on my channel.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that guilty.
No, you
and
should.
I think I need to go to confession or anything.
No.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. So hello, Linda Bishop. Thank you, Randy. And hello, Gerald. It's lovely to see you. And a water lily is here. That's very nice. Okay. I think I got you, Kaylee. All right. That's awesome. So I guess what we can do is Diana's got some stuff to tell us this evening, but I'm going to go ahead and do Brenda first, if that's okay. And we'll move into that.
Our computers.
Oh, I was afraid you froze.
Who did? She did?
You.
Carolyn?
No, for
Me?
a moment there, I thought you froze.
Oh, no. I would have frozen a better position.
Yeah, that'd be me. My mouth hanging open.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Eyes
Stewie,
crossed.
right? Like little Stewie. Look what I can do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I loved
God.
him.
Sorry. Yeah.
Say the magic laugh.
Obviously, it's just craziness here tonight. So anyway, all right. So I want to read. Brenda sent us her dream, and I want to make sure that I read it, and so we can talk about it. So hang on.
Do you want me to read it?
Oh,
Or-
you've got it. Go right ahead, Teri.
I have
Yes.
it right here if you'd like.
Yes, go for it. Yep.
In a lucid dream, I imagine 3 small pyramids sewn from canvas like tents. They were sewn together, so they made a line. And they had a skirt like a table skirt all around the bottom. They were loud primary colors. The bright colors were important, I believe. Yellow, red, and blue. There were two of these groups in little tents. Then, even more odd, there were a couple of people. I only saw their legs get under these tents and held them up. I was lucid dreaming and found it funny and interesting. I was trying so hard to see what those little people were doing, but it was very brief.
Wow.
Well, I think because I've had a minute to think about this, I think it is about the planet alignment for 8-8 Lions Gate, and they're going to go right over Giza. And
Yeah.
add to that the crystal ritual of dancing around in the figure 8 around your crystals. And so I think that this is telling you to also get out there and do this crystal ritual with the figure 8.
You can even do it with like this.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
You can do it like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or you can go put 2 crystals within 3 feet of each other and do it in an infinity sign this way. Yeah. Yep. Carolyn had something to say about the timeline shifts. If you want to add that, Carolyn. Well, we got you on here.
Yeah. I was watching a program on the Tree of Life, and they had gone into space, this gentleman, and he found out that there are proteins between planets when they they say there's nothing between planets, but there is millions of protons, in between each planet. And that's what's coming down, partly what's coming down to Earth.
Yep.
And it will give us strength.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Because it's going to come from every planet, not just our known planets.
Right.
But the planets we don't know about. Our home planet, so we'll be getting something, will come to our house from our home planet to protect us.
Ooh. Okay. I love that.
Me too.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do need it. We need it, Leah
Mhm.
says. Yeah, we do need it. We all need it. Well, this morning, Diana sent a text to us and told us that there was a problem with a big solar storm, a lot of radiation blow off from the sun, suggesting that we stay inside most of the day because it would probably affect us. But these things have been affecting us. So we've got that going on.
Right.
We've got the proton thing going on.
Right.
Everything. Yeah.
And some of it we cannot escape, even if we stay inside. Like when there's, the radiation storm coming on. That's not inside. Doesn't keep it away. You got windows, right?
Right.
The sunshine comes through.
Shines in. Yeah.
So there's that, and but this was because of the protons and the ions that are dropping, and stay indoors because of that. So trust me, I did sneak out a couple of times, but it was quick.
I just went to get the
and
mail.
I crawled on the grass.
Yes, I hear you. I did. And Charlie says it's supposed to hit Earth tomorrow, this CME. So,
and some of us feel it sooner too. So don't disregard it. If you're feeling it, you are. Trust that you are.
Yeah, this energy is wacky. Wacky. I mean, I think it has some people so scattered, and other people it's like, yesterday I was in tears most of the day. And so, I mean, I think we're all just shedding, and it's affecting us in different ways. But, I think that too is causing us to jump timelines.
Yes, it is. We are jumping timelines, everybody. That's why everything's speeding up too. Mm-hmm. So you're seeing that. But I didn't hear about this one. There was a geyser that blew in Yellowstone. Wow. We also had a 4.6 earthquake along the Pacific Rim. Today. And I think this is what Carolyn was talking about. Scientists discover lumps of metal producing a dark oxygen. Oh, on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw that today too.
I didn't see that. Okay. I was thinking you were talking about dark matter in space, because they're saying there's dark matter in space. So what did you get from that, Teri? What did you get from that?
Oh, the dark oxygen. I didn't read it. I just saw the title, but I have been feeling the darkness, like and it's not a bad thing. It's like it balances the light. So it's that in between that we're working on.
Well, sorry.
No, it's okay. There's a lot of power in the darkness, and there's a lot of healing in the darkness.
Right. I'm thinking that this is the oxygen that the fish need, not the oxygen that we need. Oh, their water is being smothered. The whales are doing silly things. The other fish are doing silly things. The flounder is swimming straight up. Are you kidding me? He only goes in a circle with laying on his back.
Yeah, that is. Wow. Aloha, Eliza. Hello, Jay. Hello, Water Lily. Karen Doyle, welcome. Leah says she learned the opposite side of the USA is the Indian Ocean, and the line of India is concerning. So you're saying if you take a direct through the earth, that's where you hit, is the Indian Ocean, from here? I had no idea. Wow.
I had no idea either.
Yeah. I thought we dug ourselves to China. That's what my dad
That's
thought.
what I thought too. Yeah, and I tried as a kid.
Wow.
Wow.
If you don't get your finger out of your nose, you're going to find yourself in China.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh,
Wow.
Suzanne. Oh my God.
Don't. My mother. Never pick your nose because the dirt goes to your brain and can kill you. And I think that's she just didn't want me to do that. And so but then I read recently that could be true. And I'm thinking, oh, Mom, you knew all along.
My mom said we'd get a potato nose.
I see light through your ears. You've been picking at them again.
Yeah. Solar flares, Kim B, we were just saying that solar flares really bad today, CMEs and stuff coming from the sun. And Charlie C, Sage of Fire, says that tomorrow it's supposed to be even worse. So don't go outside. Limited. I mean, you can go to your car, you got to go to the store, but don't go out and work in the garden or something.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea.
The air just felt thick and heavy. It wasn't even that hot. It just felt thick and heavy, not humid.
Yeah. It's exhausting. It's a King Kong
It is
day.
exhausting. Yeah. No, it is. It is. I feel like somebody needs to plug me in, the cord, the electric cord fell out of the wall, I need to have it pushed back in. But when you've had a lot of crown activity, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. I pulled a card for Brenda.
For Brenda. Yeah, we'll get back to Brenda. I'm sorry, Brenda. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I pulled synchronicity. So, I mean, that's it. It's an infinite potential with that number 8. But also, I feel like, those primary colors in the rainbow, everybody's been seeing a lot of rainbow energy lately. And I think it's a full spectrum universe is what we're evolving to. Okay. So it feels like that, Brenda.
It's interesting because I remember Debbie Dement saying that we're moving from proton energy to light energy or something like that. And it's harder for us because we have to change our energy. Whereas when the children come in, they're already in that higher energy, which I thought was interesting. Yeah.
Oh. And if you see more activity in your house, or if you see figures, don't assume that it's bad.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Could be.
I pulled some cards for Brenda too.
Okay. Yep.
I got Brenda that it's an energy shift that you went through, and that you're breaking through barriers, major barriers, and to immerse yourself, because these energetic shifts that you're going through are elevating you. But with the barriers, I'm getting that not only are you breaking barriers, but to remember to use protection around you, and remember to use protection. But you're moving up and you're breaking those barriers, and you were through a huge energy shift, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yep. You're right, Kaylee. There's been a lot of timeline past present bleed through. Absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing that
100%, Kaylee.
Yeah. Diana, you got a card, or you got anything else to say?
I did.
All right.
If you're feeling a little wonky, right? For sure. And at the bottom is the Emperor. Things are changing. The rules are shifting. Foundations are changing. Boundaries are changing.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so, Brenda, what I really love is that you were in that lucid dream.
Yes.
And you were being asked to observe.
Oh,
and so look at that. It's like you were the observer and the observed.
Yes.
That's what I get. Yeah.
Because I get they saw her too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
You can dance
Barbara,
if you want
this
to.
might be an important question to answer. A timeline, since we really only use time to identify, like I have an appointment at 2:00. We made up time. We made it up. Okay. So we're living in the past, present, and future all at one time. And all those, the timeline is not linear. It could go this way, it could go this way, it could go this way. So if we had, for instance, it would be a different timeline. If Trump had not turned his head, we would have had a different timeline. But that's how close it came. Joe Biden, he was probably gonna, if he got the presidency, probably would have stepped down in 2 years. But now the timeline is shifted and she's moving right in, so to speak, and trying to take care of things. So there's more coming, more timeline shifts. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go, woo, what happened? And you can almost feel it viscerally in your body. You can feel it when it happens.
Absolutely. So you're so right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just we have to learn to surrender to it, because I know even on Sunday I got pretty wound up.
Oh yeah, you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone.
I got pretty wound up. And when those shifts happen, just to really just give it grace and ease and surrender to it, unlike what I did on Sunday.
Well, it was a shock, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we all went into
it was a surprise.
We did. I love this. Lane says it's the power of walking the 8. And I was doing that last week, and a lot of people have been doing that power of the 8 walk.
Yep.
Wow.
Which brings us back to those 3 tens.
Yeah.
And the legs.
Right. Yep. You could almost see them as yeah. Anyway, I'm not trying to scare anybody about going outside. I'm just giving you a heads up, everybody. It's up to you if you want to do it or not.
You don't go out in the lightning and play golf.
Yep. Okay.
They call you in off the range. So
that's right. So I want to, Amy, I want to address your dream because it's disturbing for you and you're going through a hard time. So Amy, Warrior Princess, we'll work on yours first. I'll get back to yours, Kaylee, I promise. She's been having dreams that she's being chased and killed. Things with her mom and siblings are getting really horrible. They are all caretakers for her mother. We're all stressed. And I'm not getting any support in order for me to get done what I need to get done for myself. So she's been crying for days. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to leave that up so that you can see each other. But this is your internalization of your outer life is what it is. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. But go ahead and give your feedback, everybody.
The sense that they are working against you rather than working with you for the sake of your invalid mother.
Right. Let's see. So getting chased and killed is all your fears are coming up to the forefront. All of the, and you it's been a rough year for me. I've had a really rough year, Amy. I don't have the same problems you do, and I'm not trying to say that I have anything like what you're going through, but we're all seeming to have the same types of things coming our way. It's like I wish that I could just get to 2025 and hopefully things will get better. But I don't like to wish my life away either.
Right.
Yeah.
So she has a totally immersed, right?
Yes.
And they are not. And oops, the card dropped. Sorry. They are not. And eventually they're going to get to the point where there's going to be regrets, and yours are not. It's not you who's going to have the regrets. The regrets are going to belong to others.
Yep. I liked this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're feeling like they're killing me.
Yeah.
Right.
And at what point am I going to break? But when the regrets come and the apologies come, and they will, be gracious enough to say, accepted, thank you very much, I appreciate it, and leave it there.
Leave it there.
Don't argue with them. Don't reproach them in any way once they've made their peace. But
Let it
because
lie.
that'll give you peace. That'll give you peace.
Yep. So Eliza Bassett says, if you can, stop being chased by turning around, holding your hand up and saying stop. That would be making it a lucid dream if you could do that. Some people can't do that in the middle of a dream. But I love that, Eliza, if she could do that. And Jay says she's been having those dreams for months now as well. So there is some overlap with the chaos of the world, Amy, and then the chaos in the personal life that you're dealing with at the same time. And you want your freedom. There's nothing more clear than that. And you feel trapped. Kelly?
I pulled the request card, and I really think that it's important for you to first be able to speak your truth and tell them what you think your mother needs, and to know that your voice matters. And I do get that your heart is really, really tender, and that your heart chakra has just like really, really expanded. However, I think it's really important for you to self-care and take care of yourself. And, and it might be, that you need to limit your time with them if they're really affecting you, and just putting up, better boundaries. Because I'm almost getting like black sheep vibes, and those that are black sheeps really are really the most powerful ones in the family. But, they tend to get, the other siblings tend to come after them, and yeah.
So hi, Mary Cat Mom, nice to see you. But when you think about it, I can understand her frustration. She's got to go and do something, but her mother can't be left alone, and the others aren't stepping up to the plate to take care. So I don't know about where you are, but you can try to get some caregiver perhaps to come in, and or even if a family member doesn't, or maybe even you, Amy, you can get paid to take care of your mom. But I think you need somebody else to help. That's what you really need.
Yes, definitely you need support.
And that is a program that she is probably qualified for, for being the caregiver of her mother.
Yep. I agree. Aley says she takes care of her mom. She's taken care of her mom all her life. It's not easy. So give yourself some slack and hire somebody. Thank you, Aley. That is. You're the black sheep, Amy. Well, you know what? You're the one stepping up to the plate. There's nothing black sheep about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Absolutely not. Hi to Jane, and hi to Deanne and Barbara. You were the one responsible in your family of kids. There's always one that gets the shaft. I feel like chasing and being killed, run into the ground and killing your peace of mind. Yes. Leah says it's parts of you that are dying and the new you is coming. I think all of these are really wonderful.
I love that, Leah.
Yeah.
So my mom has a caregiver. We know she's next door to my sister. Social Security pays for this lady to come in and give her physical therapy, and and then she pays $35 a day for a housekeeper.
Okay. Yeah.
That was recommended by the Social Security lady.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very important. It's very important to. There's a lot of people in the chat that actually also take care of their parents or their spouse with Alzheimer's, and you got to take care of yourself. You've got to find a way to break away from that.
Yeah.
So, Teri, anything?
I pulled barrier, so boundary.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Kelly was talking about. And Carolyn, I really felt what you were saying too. So it's kind of like when there's when they come over, give them a compliment about what they do right. Like kind of try to change the energy there and switch it around. And and like you're so good at this, maybe you can set this up, because I know that that's something that you would excel at. And then they showed me 9 pyramids. So I get that by the 9th month something's going to happen, which is September.
There you go.
Wow.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I love that. Changing the energy. That is such a beautiful way to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's
Yeah.
feeling as though she says she cries all the time. She tried to tell them how she feels and they don't listen. So this is where you can advocate for asking the doctor for resources, asking your insurance company, her insurance company, whether it's Medicare or whatever, because you can't. What if you had to have a full-time job outside the house? What would you
If
do?
something happens to her?
That's absolutely right. If something happens to you, So it's important to have a backup plan for yourself, Amy. But please know that we all support you here in this community, and we're sorry you're going through this. It's very, very, Putting mom in a home. Okay. See, they don't want anything to do with her.
Yeah.
I just get that sense that it's like, oh, you take care of her. It's too much for me. And there are people who can't be caregivers, but that doesn't mean they can't help. They can't do something, even if it's finding someone that can do it. So, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Helping her find someone who can.
Right.
Mhm.
Helping
take their place.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all would need it. I mean, I know myself that I don't really go anywhere because my husband's not feeling well, but somebody asked me, would you work for me full time here? And I said, I can't leave him all day because I just can't. He needs me here in case something happens. So, you got to do it. But it's even harder for people who are children of someone that,
Yes.
yeah. So yes, you are the star, Amy, and you deserve to have a break.
Yeah.
So,
Pour into your cup.
Yep.
And know your love.
Yeah, definitely. We're sending you lots of energy. Try see what you can do with outside resources, and ask her doctor. And putting her in a home, that might be the very solution that you need. You don't know. Yeah.
It might be great.
It might be. Yeah. Okay, so we have Kaylee, who has a three part dream here. So she was in some kind of a restaurant, but it was underwater. And there were tables and glass windows looking out into the ocean or aquariums. I'm about to leave, but I notice an eel thrashing against one of the windows on the wrong side of the glass. I was able to catch it and threw it in a vase full of water so it wouldn't die. I then went around for the rest of the dream trying to keep it alive, as it kept escalating as I was trying to get others to help me find somewhere for it to go so it wouldn't die. But no one thought it was important as I did. I woke up before I found a place to go for it to go. Wow.
That's amazing.
Okay, didn't you have the Chinese restaurants last week?
She did.
And isn't eel a delicacy in those restaurants?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's underwater, and I really love that. That's emotion. So it's things she's holding down. But I'm going to tell you today, I've been thinking about Biden having to step down and all that, which she's from Canada, so it's not a big, it's not in her face. But it's the ageism thing that's bothering me so very much, because all of a sudden it's yes, probably he has some cognitive issues and so on, but it reminds me of how when people die, people say, oh, can I have that desk, or can I join that? I want this from him, I want that from them. And it's sort of like she's trying to keep somebody alive. She's trying to keep the spirit alive. She isn't letting go of it.
And
Her
so
empathy.
much like with what Amy's going through, only
Kind of.
Amy's the eel.
Right.
Was this a crossover? Here's a question.
Okay.
Was there sympathy coming your way?
Mm-hmm. Could be. Peter, what were you going to say?
I can say it's her empathy she was feeling for the eel, of course. And although eels can survive out of water, which is a strange fact, they can breathe as well.
Okay. I did not know that.
that. Yeah.
So she
didn't
was
know
trying
that.
to save something that didn't really need to be saved?
Oh no, she had
Eventually.
empathy for that creature.
Okay. Okay.
Also, the eel, the electric eel is what I'm thinking about, and the energy involved in that. I mean, is pretty incredible. So, Kaylee, I know you're working with a lot of energy now too.
Right.
So,
Right.
and nobody else sees it, right? You see the energy, but other people do. And the dream, it was pale and losing color. Once it was in the water, the color came back. Yeah. Oh, reverence for life. That's really good, Leah.
Well, plugged in to that. It's electric.
Yeah.
Do, do, do.
Yeah.
So
But-
she's
the
saying
electric
in the
slide.
dream it was pale and losing color. And once it was in the water, the color came back. So trying to save something that looks like it could die. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did. I remember something from her other dream that I forgot. I mean, I didn't remember at the time, but it came to me at the end of the tanks. There's a like an archway, and in that archway sits a golden Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say a few meditations in front of the Buddha
Mm.
and say your prayers of peace. And,
Mm-hmm.
They're very short. They're only 4 words, but to say them over and over, and
Om Mani Padma Hum. Om Mani Padma Hum. Yeah.
And that came to me. I thought, that's important, and I didn't think of it. It didn't come to me.
She's that overscheduling, man. And when you're doing something that you love, Kaylee, then you really do it, don't you? You're like, I'm so bad about doing that scheduling.
We all are.
Right.
It's like, I have some shows. People say, why do you have so many shows? It's because I love it. But at the same time, it's probably not a good idea at times when I really don't have that energy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You kind of run yourself out. Yeah. You're exhausting yourself.
Right.
Yeah. Schedule fun time.
Right.
Whatever that is for you. If that's reading a book or going to the thrift store or
Right.
sex
I
with
get
that.
calm. You need some calm, Aley. Yeah.
And I got this
transition.
transition, right?
Nice.
And she thought that there was a transition going on in the way that the eel was acting.
Mm-hmm.
There was. He was adapting to life out of water.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And it's her own transition of the lifestyle changing because you are overscheduling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
And we're going to give Aley a blanket and a pillow, and she's going to be there. And
I have to tell you, though, after our dream show last week, when somebody was seeing a fish and I told everybody I'm glad it wasn't my dream, I'll be damned if it didn't come in my dream that night.
Oh, no.
There was a guy fishing, and he was like a boyfriend of one of my sorority sisters. And he was fishing, and he lifted the fish up out of the water, and it was probably about 6 feet. And it had the biggest, ugliest face with teeth. And it was like oh my God. And then after that, I'm relaxing because he didn't keep shoving it in my face. And I see a hippo in the water and a little seal's by it. And I go, look at this sweet seal. And the hippo eats the seal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could happen because hippos are like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, why am I terrorizing myself? So that's probably me overworking as well. Yeah.
This boyfriend, Aley, of your sister, was he the one that got away?
Well, it might be. Well, there was one sorority sister who didn't marry the guy we all thought she'd marry. So maybe it was him. And maybe he's passed. It's possible. Yeah. Yeah. But interesting. This girl was she was a busy lady. Let me put it that way.
Well, you see,
Hey, busy lady.
and he was wishing
Very popular.
Very popular. They used to say that she always won the trash truck award, which means she came home with the trash truck was coming to pick up the garbage.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, he was probably wishing he dated you in the first place.
I don't know. I get it. You're right there with me. Oh, wow. Yeah. I know the fun time is what has you overscheduled, wanting to see your friends. Well, you're still so young, Kaylee.
Yeah.
So, Kelly, what do you got, honey? I'm sorry.
I got that you're supposed to relax. I got relax, and I'm also picking up that people were like second guessing what you were doing and kind of poo pooing what you're doing. And so, what I think, make sure that that nobody poo poos your beliefs and diminishes your sparkle. You just keep shining. You keep following what you do and what you love, and just don't your voice matters. Don't let anybody dull your sparkle.
Oh, don't let them bring doubt into your life.
But yeah, they were frustrating. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So tonight, put some bubble wrap on to have a good dream. Have a good dream.
Tell your guides.
That's right. So Kathy Persons, I dreamed a couple of weeks that there was an explosion across the field and my deceased grandfather was going up the hill and he was waving his arms to say, come on.
Wow.
That's a war scene. Old war scene.
Okay. So he was in a position where there was an explosion and he was telling the men to, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Anybody else?
Well, that's what I got, and she saw him reliving it.
Yes.
It didn't happen where she was. Of course, it was in a dream. So,
Yeah.
I get it was a healing for your grandfather, perhaps.
Yeah.
Did he pass in the war, Kathy? I wonder. Maybe
I
he
wonder
didn't.
too.
Maybe he didn't.
Because I got remember, and so I wonder if she was picking up on what he had gone through at some point, or it could have been something in his past life too that he'd been through that she was picking up and remembering on.
Very true.
Well, is it record or the record?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And how do we want to say that word?
Yeah. That's right. You could say it both ways. Yeah.
Right. And no matter what, it is revisiting to keep it current. Remembered.
True.
Oh, Hypnicity says he helped them cross. That's excellent, Hypnicity.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Good fortune, a message for a warning. Oh, Anja, that's nice.
You were just a viewer. That's all. You were the viewer.
Yes.
And ancestral healing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what he's working on. He's working with Azrael and going out and helping with that.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that.
Anja just said eels represent good fortune and a message or a warning.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Anja.
He didn't pass in the war. I saw the explosion and he was telling us all, and I was trying to get others to come. he was involving you in helping people cross then. But I don't think he wanted you to come. Unless you maybe were with him
as a
past
different,
life.
yeah,
As
in
a
a past
different
life.
person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. She might help with assisting. You might be doing that at night. There's a lot of us that do that, Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your work on the planet. I love that your grandfather's involved, though.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
That's really cool.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Suzanne and Jane has a question, and Louise and Leah. So let's knock these out of the park. So Suzanne says, I had fairies all over my body while lying in the woods. They were trying to lift me and carry me to safety. I don't know what I was in danger about.
Rip
And
Van
then
Winkle and the Bowlers.
Well, and then she says later that she had high blood pressure.
Oh, see.
And so, yeah, I think they're saying we're trying to help bring you along, possibly.
Calm you down. Yeah.
Trying to lighten you, lighten your load.
Lighten your load. Well, and Suzanne, you know you're going through a stressful time trying to move and find a place to live and other things that are going on in your life. I love that the fairies were out there helping you. They wanted you to lighten up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a. Oh, go ahead.
No, that just the intuition card came out. Go ahead, Kelly. Yeah.
I had a vision with the fairies, but I kept seeing lightning bugs that you are enlightening, and that they were there doing healing on you, and they were so happy because I mean for that many fairies to come out when they're typically a little bit shy, they knew that you were in need of healing, and I just keep seeing these lights like lightning bugs all around you.
Yeah. Wow.
And all I can say is empathy.
Empathy. Yeah. Yeah.
I hear a lot of giggling.
That's so cute. That's cute. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a little and then giggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Lilliputians when they tied down what's his face.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yes. So, Suzanne, I'm going to say that you probably have a connection with the elementals and the fairies because you were in the woods, and it's probably something that they're bringing you their little tidbits or lessons, and they want you to increase your intuition that way. So, yeah, there you go.
And if you can, go to the same spot and leave some food
Mhm.
and tell them, thank you.
Yeah.
You helped me. Thank you.
Yep.
And they'll love
Gulliver. That's who we were trying to think of. Gulliver and
Thank
Gulliver's
you.
Travels. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So, anybody else? Anything else for Suzanne?
Actually, Suzanne, it feels like they want you. There's something they want you to let go of in your heart too.
Okay.
Like to lighten your load in your heart. So surrender or something.
Yeah.
And you'll know what that means.
Yeah. Okay. And Suzanne, I go through that high blood pressure, low blood pressure. It kind of, when I get low blood pressure, I'm very, very dizzy. But if I take a blood pressure pill, I'm also dizzy. So I'm just a dizzy dame. Maybe you are too.
It's the same for me too.
Yeah. Anyway, sending you lots of love. Yeah. All right. Jane wonders, and you, Akashic lady, I'd like to understand if all timelines are acted out with Akashic records, but the dominant one is what we tune into.
Well, we all write a book of the dead. We all have our own little private book of the dead. And when we step in, especially when we're doing it on a show, it's who steps forward. It's a random conversation because this isn't your first go around. And they pick the book up and it falls open. And this is the legend that they're going to share. And then the wind blows and the pages change and you get something that certainly doesn't look like it should match the timeline of the first life, but there is no timeline. It is
Right.
an orb.
It's an illusion. Yeah. It's all happening at once. Yeah.
It's like that magic trick. Open up a book and what does it tell you, and apply that to your day. So, you know, to get it all at once, you got to sit down with a person for maybe 3 or 4 hours and try to put it into a sequence. It's that you can't do because there's no real timeline.
Don't you also think that it could depend on, it's your perception, and somebody else's timeline might be very, very different. So in other words, we all had a timeline shift on Sunday.
Right.
But we had a lot of different reactions to that timeline shift, depending on who we are, what we saw, and what our perception of it was, because we're all individuals. However, so that's why it would be in the collective consciousness or in that collective Akashic record. Yeah. Okay. Anybody want to?
And you can go back to the same spot for a future Akash, but it will be different because of our free will.
Right.
Well, and even if you come back to relive that same life, it's going to be different because you've had the experience of the first go around. So now you're in the sliding doors.
True.
It's going to be the same life, but what you went back there for doesn't exist anymore because you did it already. You have the knowledge of living through it or solving it. And so it just, it just melts away and the timeline shifts.
Okay. It's also fascinating. Honestly, I could just read books on timeline shifting and alternate realities and stuff. It's just,
I don't think there's enough language to try to explain it. That's the problem.
Possibly.
It is light frequency. It is what comes into view. I mean, for me personally, it's some comes in this way, some comes in through my vision, some comes in through chills and, other things that are sensory. Physically sensory. So there's so much that goes on, like hearing rock people in the garage and there's nobody there.
Right.
But it ended up being Joe Biden saying, I ain't going to miss this shit no more. I'll be right back. I got to let the
just
dog
as long as he wasn't getting his rocks off. So Care Bear says her perception of time is different. 10 minutes to one person is 1 minute to me. I get it. I totally, and we're going through that right now anyway. Care Bear. So yeah.
And isn't it funny? Like there'll be sometimes I think I don't have enough time to get this done and I really want to enjoy it. Right. And I'll look at the clock and it'll have been 1 minute and I swear I've been doing it for half an hour.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or the opposite, right? Like Barbara said on Friday, she took a nap and she woke up and she thought it was Saturday for hours.
Yeah.
Disorienting. Yeah.
It is. It can be. Yeah.
And yes, the epiphany that comes, the aha moment that comes, it doesn't come all the time, but when it does, wow. It's like, you can't explain that.
And when the message comes through, it's like, well, we got to tell you all that we can tell you about this one before we start talking about another one.
Right.
And so when it's on a show, it's like, okay, end of transmission because we've already been at it for 15 minutes. You know?
Yeah. That's why it's so important sometimes just to get a private reading where you don't have that time. Not that because time is what we live in, unfortunately. Otherwise, we could just reject time. See, I feel the same way about money. Money's a man-made construct that says if you have these green things, you can trade for something, or even your credit card. But we made that up. We made it all up.
Totally.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway,
Totally.
All right. So Louise wonders. She says, I do dream, but she can't remember any when she wakes up. Why can't she remember? Distraction. Okay. Yeah.
And perhaps you also wake up that fast.
Surrender. You haven't surrendered to remember it. Yeah. So, Louise, do you get up and like move around and go to the kitchen or go potty or whatever you do without writing it down? Because usually if you wake up and you don't step on the floor, you can remember what your dream, even tidbits of a dream. It can happen, but there is some surrendering that's involved.
It's like pulling on that thread with one tidbit, and then you pull the thread, and before you know it, the whole sweater's unraveled. Only what we get is really the dream thread. So,
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your paper and your pen there next to your bed and be ready for it. And you know, if you can recapitulate your day, remember what happened before you go to bed, and then tell your mind, and then when you wake up, you'll be in that thing. It's really important what you do with your mind. What you think before you go to sleep is so important. What you do when you wake up is so important.
Yeah.
I mean, these are two very serious times that you should be loving.
Or record it on your phone.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's a good one too. Yeah.
And trust your intuition when you start thinking back. Dwell on that first little tidbit that's trying to take you back, and work with your intuition on, well, okay, if I'm going backwards, what happened first? What happened before that? What happened before that?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It is a process. I'm sorry. Now I don't remember who's asked me the question, but it's a process. It's a process.
Yeah.
If Miss D makes me laugh, I'm working on my what did she say? My husband, my starter husband.
I had one of those.
Starter husbands, you know.
Oh my Lord. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think, Mary Thornberry says. Chinese proverb. There you go. Yes. Hi, Moira. So Leah had a strange encounter. A random guy came walking down the street with a stick and a piece of white notebook paper. He was so odd looking for some reason. And he was looking for a lady with a floppy hat. I knew he was a little off. How did he know I was going to, oh, wait a minute. He was a little, I'm sorry. He was a little off his rocker. But what freaks me out is that he said, I'm going to make bonsai trees. I've been thinking that he was an angel or an ET, and the management made him leave. How did I know I was going to do that and had never seen the guy before? So this is a real thing that happened, not a dream.
Oh, I love that, Leah.
So
at least I think so. I think so, Leah, that you're saying it was a real thing about the random guy. Okay.
Yeah, but she had a premonition that it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I guess she did. Yeah.
And what does the floppy hat mean? Because he's on a mission. He's there carrying out a mission, looking for the woman in the floppy hat.
Well,
that's interesting.
Yeah. Walk through. Hello. Definitely feels like an extraterrestrial of some sort. Angelic. You
it's
didn't
interesting.
feel threatened.
Yeah.
Amiable.
I remember a couple of years ago, I went to see Carolyn Mace, in person, and she was in a seminar, and she said she was in a mall, and she was walking through the mall, and she came around a corner, and there was a woman standing there that was very odd looking, and I can't remember the interaction they had, but Carolyn Mace said that she just felt like it was very odd, and she turned around, Carolyn did, and she turned around and went back around the corner, and then she thought, I need to ask that lady a question. You come around the corner and the lady's gone, and it's like empty all down there's nowhere she could go. There's absolutely nowhere she could go. And so this was back in the 90s. She told this story. So I think it's magic finding you, Leah. I think that's what happened with us.
It's coming down Shasta Mountain and all these stranger people show up and then they just vanish.
Okay. All right. He the stick and had a white flag, meaning he's got to find this lady. But she said, I've been thinking about making bonsai trees. And I shook his hand and he said his name was, oh my, you brought that manifestation right to you.
Jesus.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
You manifested him. Wow. Wow.
And Leah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ethnicity says you've met before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was looking for a lady named Lowry.
Well, Leah,
He found you.
not a far cry from Lowry.
Yeah. You guys do stuff together. Different dimension.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. What does mantis mean? It's a praying mantis, right? It's an animal. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's also there are ETs that look a lot like mantis.
Yeah.
But remember, the females eat their mates
Yeah,
after.
but it's a misnomer because the male praying mantis lives his whole cycle just to get old enough to perform one time. He's going to die anyway. If she doesn't eat him, they're both going to die, and then she doesn't get to lay the eggs.
Okay. Very interesting. So she's the mantis is prevalent. So, and then I got closure, and that would be what would happen if the mantis was eaten, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep, it's closure.
oh, they
Wow.
find a dead male and trick her. Oh, really? I did not know. That's wow.
Then can she fertilize her own eggs? Because I know that there's different groups that do that.
Yeah.
If there's not a male around or a female around, they can procreate.
So in other words, though, it's like they find a male that's already dead, and then they make the eggs, and then they bring this dead one in and say, this was the one that you were with. And so that one and not the one that.
Oh, all righty.
Yes.
Not me.
Put the dead one.
Okay.
They put the dead one there after they're done. Yeah.
I'll keep the live one. Thank you very much.
After the party.
I'm out of here.
Wow.
Have that one.
Bring
the
a dead wingman.
in. That's your closure for you.
The dead wingman.
I would say, Leah, that this was an affirmation to do the bonsai trees.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this person knew that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Moira, like a shitty ex. I love it. Go ahead.
I pulled record, and so I get that this was like one of your soul contracts. This is something that you had already written out, and so this was gonna happen no matter what. But I am feeling galactic energy.
Yeah.
Especially with the mantis, the whole thing about the mantis, it bugs me. Ethnicity.
Yeah.
That ties into the sculpting, Diana. Said you do. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He reads your mind. Wow. This is an appearance, folks. We don't always get appearances, but we got one here.
Yeah. John Benny has one of his spirit guides is a mantis, a green mantis.
That's cool.
Lots of people do. Yeah. They say they'll show themselves to us on a more regular basis when we're not so afraid of other bugs or weird species on the planet. If an 8-foot
you don't want to look at a 6-foot praying mantis. I mean, that would be scary. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my very first encounter with an alien, an ET, was a mantis with a rubber body, but it appeared to me to be the same size as I was, and I was 5 years old at the time. So it didn't lurch over me. It sat on the porch with me. And you know, by the time I got my mom, it was gone.
Wow.
You saved them
of
because
course,
they're
it's
beautiful.
You're making that up. You were dreaming. Now, how could I be dreaming? I'm sitting on a cement porch with no railing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. So Mary says, often a sign that energies from other dimensions are sending you a message to trust your own inner guidance and be patient. And that's exactly what, And Moira said the same, do the bonsai thing. I think that I really do. I think that's the whole purpose of this.
Yeah. And look at the patience it takes to create bonsai.
Oh,
it takes years, and it takes daily pruning.
It does.
It's like a meditation, Leah.
It is.
Yeah, we kill them. Every time we get one, bam.
I do too. I'm very careful, but I overwater them, and I know how long they've been worked on, and I hate that. So yeah. Wow. All right. Well, Leah, that's very fascinating. All right. So we have 2 more, and then we're done. We have a question from Deanne. Ask my deceased spiritual advisor, Greg, if it's okay for me to work on my son's Air Force headdress. He's an Iraq veteran, firefighter, medic struggling with PTSD. All right.
Are you meaning that you want to use his hat as a tool to help you reach his PTSD? And to use the hat as an energy shifting for him?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Because I can see you doing something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clarence. Hello, Clarence. How are you?
Hello, Clarence, and hello to Sheila as well. It's nice to see you, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
Yeah. I don't know if she's still here. Are you still here, hon? Deanne, is that what you're working on for your son? Let us know, hon.
Please,
Yeah.
I can see that being a tool, you know.
It can be. My brother, Vietnam vet, and he had like a vest he would wear with a hat that had Da Nang Air Force Base on it, and it was his way of honoring and also dealing with the PTSD that he had. Sure. So, yeah. I don't know if she's still here, but I would say that your spiritual advisor would think it, okay, what do you call the insect looking ones who are like medical doctors?
Mike. That's Dr. Gale's Mike, Dr. Mike.
Oh, okay. So Deanne, we're working on your other question, honey. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe there is a delay. So just so you know, we're asking a question about your son. You're making a headdress to help him with his PTSD? Is that what it is? Let us know. Yeah.
And by headdress, you know, is it like a green beret, or I mean, what?
Yeah,
it's a hat or a helmet, because he was.
Well, he's got a medic firefighter, so maybe it could have even been one of those that was a little bit
helmet.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
Kelly,
I got yes.
Okay.
Deanne, and I got to do it with compassion. Do it with compassion. And not to worry about it. So
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got prepare. I think he wants you to prepare exactly what you're doing. So that's what I got. Yep. It's healing. Yeah. Okay. So it is to help heal him. I think it's worth it.
It'll work. It'll work.
It'll work.
In oils and crystals and smudge, and you know, there's so many different things that you could add to it by using that as a tool to help heal him.
Yeah.
It's gonna activate his crown chakra.
Love it.
So it's going to be like all of a sudden you're going to have a lightness of being, Deanne,
Yeah.
is what's going to happen. So it's going to help a lot, honey. I think this is a beautiful idea.
It is.
Beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
It's
agree.
an honoring of that person. Yeah. Wow.
Greg says that you can put little messages in it too. And it might be messages that he needs to hear or messages that he wants to say. But little messages in it.
And put his name on it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Wow. Will Greg show me in my dreams what it looks like?
Okay. And it's
I get in the
probably got
near
his name
future.
on it.
In the near future? Okay.
This is what he's showing me.
Okay.
I don't know what that R is on top of it. I don't know if it's a B or an R.
Is that his son's name? Because his name would be on it, wouldn't it? The last name?
Maybe. What's your son's first name? Yeah.
Greg. Isn't it Greg?
No, Greg is the spiritual advisor that's on the other side. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think, Deanne, as well, if you're open to it, that you will intuitively just know what needs to be done.
Yes.
And, trust that from your guides and your angels, because there's no wrong way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wrong way. Yeah.
Right. It begins with intention.
Yeah.
And purity of heart.
Purity of heart. That's right. Yeah. Leah, can someone here do a show on astral travel and the realms? Sure. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Sheila. Inquisitive Tarot.
So Care Bear says, I fall asleep and it picks back up. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. It does that every time you get one that's before the other. I asked this on Aley's channel before, and she told me to come here too. I have dreams that pick up and continue in the same night, like pausing and starting a movie. I cry, talk, and others wake me up. And then I fall asleep and it picks back up, and they're so intense and I feel so tired in the morning.
Girl, you got a crowd with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a ballroom.
Well, think about how many Care Bears there were. And they continued to get more and more. What's on your belly today? Yeah. I mean,
they are serial dreams. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot, for me as well. I understand you can shift if you don't like what's going on. When you go back to sleep, you can shift the gear.
So it's a form of lucid dreaming, isn't it? Because she can go right back to it.
Yeah. Pick up where you leave off, but let's get a better outcome, or let's get a better story going.
Yeah.
I got that the card that I got was she's being visited.
Yeah.
By all the people, like Teri had just said. But I'm getting that there's a lot of healing that goes on too, Care Bear, and that it's bringing you closure. And so a lot of this work, unfortunately, can be really, really, really draining. And I'm with you. I have those same dreams where it's like I pause, I stop, I go back, and we're just, it's that closure. It's that closure that we need just to heal.
Yeah.
And part of that closure is, if you need it, especially finding the purpose of the dream to begin with. How do we end it? What was the purpose of it to begin with?
Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely. Well, a little bit of feedback from Deanne. She says her son called her crying because he feels spiritually empty. And then she says, Greg beaded a medallion with Nick. So Nick is her son's warrior name on it.
Oh, imagine an egg. And in that egg, imagine Nick's name, like coloring Easter eggs, right? And with with a white crayon, you write his name, then you color the egg, and then you see his name. That will help you set the stage for a new beginning for him, for a clearing, for the transition and transformation into a more comfortable life. And what is an egg? An egg is ever so powerful in new beginnings, in creation.
Yeah. Wow.
I see the egg and I see a breakthrough. I get that he's going to have a breakthrough coming,
with this. Yeah.
coming up.
It's
And so-
almost like he's wearing a crown of his, a crown, a spiritual crown. Think of it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even put some crystals in it. I wonder.
Ooh, yeah.
Sweetgrass.
Did Greg really bead a medallion for him? And what is Nick's warrior name?
Yeah. Tell
Because
us what
that
Nick
could be
would
your
love to know.
R.
That could be. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Wow. Yeah. Let us know. Leah had one question here. She said, what is making conscious decisions while dreaming mean? It means that you are lucid dreaming, right?
Yep. Agreed.
I've had a dream where I was not happy with what the situation that I was in. And I said, this is a dream. I got to wake up. And it doesn't happen all the time, but it's an interesting thing that it can happen if you want it to. So, all right. All right. Yeah. Sending love to Nick and Deanne. So you dreamt of a ranch home with an inner courtyard. Well, we're almost done here, ES. We're glad to see you. Thank you so much. But maybe it's a place you've lived before. An inner courtyard. I love the idea of it. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of look at that courtyard. What was inside that courtyard? Yes. Was it empty? Was it filled with plants? Was it filled with cool and energy? So what was the energy there? But that's kind of like you've made your home and the center of your home, your heart space.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Absolutely. I love that, Teri. And a house actually is your own body, but you weren't in the house. You knew it was a ranch, but you weren't in the house. Because like if you were in the kitchen, it would be about you're eating right and taking care. If you're in the bathroom, then you're releasing or you're bathing, one or the other. If you're in the bedroom, everything means something, but you're in the courtyard.
Yeah.
And you're surrounded by beauty. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, benches, plants, patio.
Growing things.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Growing spiritually.
Growing spiritually.
Sanctuary.
Yep.
Sanctuary.
Oh, yes. Yep. Definitely. Yep.
I got heal.
Okay. What do you got?
Heal.
Oh, that's
heal.
That's
it could
beautiful.
be a healing place. Yeah. It could be a healing place. Yeah.
She was moving into that house. That's beautiful. Yeah.
At the very least, it could be your sanctuary, whether it exists in the physical world or not, because we can create also a spiritual world to live in.
The spirit, the Karn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ever mighty Karn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we just solved all the world's problems here tonight. So,
yeah. Just for the heck of it, the card is awaken.
Awaken.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
We all are awakening.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you all for being here, everybody. Thank you to moderators. Hello, Jeff. I see you there. And I want to thank Teri and Diana and Carolyn and Peter and Kelly for being here with us as well. We're here every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Am I right? Central. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful night and sweet dreams.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Recapitulate. I love that word.